Welcome back to GearWire.com. My name is Bill Holland, and this is, once again, the Muse Receptor IK Multimedia Edition. Now, I've tried to apply a few of the effects in here, but one thing I've noticed is I think these actually need to be registered. They have available classic studio reverbs. These are really, really cool, all designed off the same type of setup, very similar to the sample tank in their format, but they're set up to look like studio rack verbs and work the same way. Let's turn that off for a second to get rid of that annoying hiss. But I can apply also an effect called inverse. If I go in here and plate, and notice how they all kind of have the same layout. And then what you can do is you can just go through and adjust the different parameters. They have an advanced section on each one. These have time controls, reverb controls, color controls, reflection, echo, modulation, and macros for setting your macro controls. Very, very useful. If I go back, I already went through T-Rex. We also have some demo amplitude Ampeg stuff here. If I go here, you'll notice amp modeling for you guitarists out there. One of the really cool things about the Muse Receptor is that you can plug into the instrument input and actually have your guitar working with the Muse Receptor without even having an amp attached. So it's designed for amp modeling, very much so. They can work with anything from Ampeg and Amplitude up through the programs from Native Instruments like Guitar Rig. An easy way to have this hooked up to your guitar without having to haul a laptop around. Very, very useful. Also, we have the T-Rex split into different units, so I could say just bring up the reverb, and I could apply that there. Now let's talk a little bit about how to deal with our effects buses. You'll see the effects buses over here. These are each set up with 3 of their own effects sends, so not only can you send individual effects to your instrument, you can have master effects buses with 3 different effects. So if I were to load up like an amp modeler and a reverb and just a plate reverb on top of that, get a little crazy, I can take my Moog here and I can just open up the send. That white noise you're hearing is because these are not registered plugins, but it's an example of how you could use your own plugins. Again, any VST plugin can be thrown in here, so you could get some free reverbs or any type of freeware plugin and actually operate them along with Multimedia's pack that they put in here, all of which are really high-end synthesizers, really high-quality synths that sound great. And you'll notice, again, we can have 16 channels. We also have multi-mode, which allows you to do a lot of layering. And you have master control, which, again, the master control has its own effects bus. So you could have a master reverb. You could put your mastering suite in here, and actually you could do all your mastering right off the master rack and then send it to either a 2-track or send it to your DAW and record there, and not even worrying about mastering in your computer. So that's how you use the Muse Receptor with effects, specifically the CSR effects, the CSR Hall Inverse Plate Room, and then the Ampeg and Amplitude plugins. For now, this is GearWire.com, and my name is Bill Holland.